Hey everyone, this is Black Binder, and welcome back to the Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last time we we found someone we need to talk to already, Udita. Last time we left off, we made it to Port Dunnage, and this is probably going to be a talking episode.
Did you catch the new play by the peg leg performers yet? It's awful.
I apologize in advance.
That I did.
Let's talk to Udita.
Slice a hard sack. It's you, ain't it?
The pale elf squints at you and puffs on her pipe. Acrid smoke from the bowl wreathes her face. Do I know you? Trisal, captain of the Defiant, at your service.
Angry by the thumbs. At your service, he says. I'll keep it quick, see? If your little dinghy has got some chase in it, I've got a list of captains with a black mark to their name whose ships need a quick scuttling. And I'm in the market for a scuttler.
She sticks the pipe in the side of her mouth and grins, showing a mouth full of yellow teeth. You're offering me a bounty? Where do I start?
You read me like a book, you do. Then let's talk business, eh?
She cracks her knuckles and
You'll
grins.
be looking to scuttle Cornu first, one of Rowatai's finest, eh? I don't ask my client what he did or what scale his death balance is. Safer to keep questions in the hold.
Rautai is the capital of the, well, my race, the Amua.
Hope that don't make you skittish, none. Loyalties being what they is.
She clears her throat into her fist and glances off to the distance. I'll take the bounty.
Of course you will. Knows a good opportunity when you sees it. Cornu helms a voyager early muster in the waters north of Nakataka and south of Sayuka.
Before I go, I had some questions.
Have
Maybe
I?
I do. Nah, we're good. I don't need to know where they come from. Let's talk to Barquami. A large... looks like the dude from... he's in a bunch of stuff, but the beginning of Guardians of Galaxy, he's the dude that shoots at Star-Lord in the temple. A large Amua sailor sits on the docks, broad shoulders hunched forward, back bowed. When he shifts, his blue-green skin ripples over his hulking muscles.
Ain't no cruel eye of me. What good's a pirate who can't see? Forget navigating by the stars or shooting a pistol. I can't even swing a sword accurately now. Have a pity and toss me a pyre, will you?
What's your story?
Is this what my life boils down to? A moment of entertainment for others?
Yes, that's what it is.
I was a bosun not so long ago, and a damn good one at that. But I took a shot to the face, see?
He waves one massive hand in front of his sightless eyes.
Didn't lose much skin, but the flash burned out me eyesight. I can't make out so much as a blurry shape more than a foot away. Makes me right useless on a crew now, don't it? No one will have me for work.
Well, I'd hire you. Here you go, 5 coppers.
Andra's blessings to you for sharing, sailor.
Oh, there's a neglected pig up here. Let's go get it. I'm gonna name it Meg. Chauncey. Let's see what Chauncey does for us. +1 dexterity, and enemy weapon attacks against you will graze rather than hit more often. So, now I prefer accuracy. Or perception, rather. This place isn't as big as I thought it was. Maybe it goes in farther. Carlo Fortuny. A trim man in practical, well-crafted leathers watches you from the corner of his eyes. When he catches you looking his way, his hand drifts casually to the dagger at his hip and lingers for a moment. Then he smiles, the corners of his hazel eyes crinkling with genuine warmth, and waves you over.
A cozy traveler. Care to hear a tale?
He rubs thoughtfully at the stubble along his jaw.
Well,
Tell me about yourself.
I was born to a family of merchants on the Pearl Coast. I was a restless boy, and my feet took me to the Valen Republics when I came of age.
As Carlos speaks, his previously strong Valian accent begins to fall away, and his voice takes on the characteristic twang of the deerwood.
I learned of the power of geography and language at my father's knee, and those skills proved useful in the republics. I had many successful years as a merchant, and then I made a mistake.
Go on. He gives you a small smile and an easy shrug of his
I
shoulders.
joined up with a company based in Girara that traded in beautiful weavings, but they were ill-gotten gains, forcibly produced by a weaver the company kidnapped named Bonicetta. I didn't learn the truth until it was too late. And when our crime was uncovered, I was exiled from the Republics.
That's a shame.
Indeed. But I should have asked better questions of my employers. And now I'm here, kicking my heels in the Deadfire, where no one knows my name and with few prospects before me. I would like to make amends to Bonicetta personally, but it seems a distant possibility.
What?
Well, I learned my lesson. I won't be played for a fool again.
Why do you speak like a Valian?
It is good to blend in. All the better to observe the business of those around you, yes?
Can you teach me what you learned in the Valian Republics?
Ach, you listened to my tale. I suppose I can do that for you for 3,000 copper.
Enhanced sleight of hand and diplomacy. I will do that later. Que polza. Que polza. You find a woman of early middle years, dressed fine if dirty armor adorned with bright purple piping. A pair of long scars bisect her brow and jaw. Though she stands at ease, a nervous energy thrums through her.
Fair day, traveler.
Or it's Kay Polchek. She grins broadly, a joyful twinkle lighting her eyes.
Anything I can do for you, just say the word.
Tell me about yourself.
Lady adventurer at your humble service. I was born in a deer and raised in the field, and there's nary a crevice of this archipelago I haven't seen.
The field?
The living lands most off, but the Deadfire as well of late. And my goodness, if you think the Deadfire's wild, I must say, it's no more thrilling than a Lady of Luxury's afternoon luncheon, in comparison to the glorious madness of the living lands.
I forget what the living lands are.
Being a cipher's come in quite handy, I'll tell you that.
Do you often get into trouble then?
Oh, dear me, yes. Can't seem to avoid it. Not a lick of it's my fault, of course.
Of course not.
It's the university. Always sending me to the most dangerous corners of Eora, the skimps. If I didn't know better, I might say they were trying to kill me. There's not other way to rid themselves of a tenured professor, after all.
Get any good stories out of it, at least?
Oh, aye. Some you wouldn't right believe. Like the time I lost part of my ear here, see?
She pulls back her hair and shows you her mangled ear. It looks like something's had a good chew on it.
Lost an
was a
entire
scale gar.
research team along with the ear. Rather a long day, that was. My colleagues have implied I might be cursed, but I can't say I much agree. It's just the nature of the work, you understand. I mean, goodness, if you want a lady to find you the rarest plants, you gotta send her to the most remote places. On my last expedition, my colleague Inez got herself lost looking for what was essentially a big prickly weed. No medicinal use at all. I found her, though. Mostly intact, even. A blessing from the living lands, I call it. Aye.
That name sounds familiar, Inez.
But I do go on, don't I?
Could you teach me what you learned in your time exploring the living
With
lands?
pleasure. Teaching is my specialty, after all.
Alright.
I'm gonna pack your brain with so much knowledge, you're gonna have a headache for a week.
Stealth
That's
and
your
metaphysics.
prerogative, I suppose.
So, stealth and physics, sleight of hand and diplomacy. I want sleight of hand and diplomacy first, but that's 3,000 copper that I do not have. Ooh, a stray cat. Zorro. That's a nice name. It's quartz, I think. Zorro gives us 1 resolve, so +1 deflection, basically. And your party gains a bonus 2 reflexes, so it's not something I need. I'll keep him, though, because he's a cute little kitty. Alright, so this place is much bigger than I thought it was. Let's go to the King's Coffin first. Then we'll make our way the Balefire Beacon last. Or maybe first. Next. Whatever. I discovered something already. Oh no, I have enough experience to level up. Awesome. What is this? Fresh fruit. Alright, what do we got here? Mechanics and sleight of hand. No, we don't have enough. What is metaphysics? A young field of knowledge. Metaphysics deals with animancy, Audra the Wheel, and the in-between. The beyond and all mysteries of the soul. So no, we don't need that. I do want more diplomacy though. Alright, what do we want here? We are still only at the second level of stuff. Smoke veil, invisible and untargetable for 5 seconds. That's kind of nice. But I don't want that. Looks like we're going to have to go heal companion, I think. Protective companion? No, he dies already. Plenty. I don't need to engage more people. Already got marksman. No. That would be nice. It looks like an one-handed style. It looks like an archery thing, but it's not unless it works with guns, maybe. Two-handed style, weapon and shield style, two-weapon style, gunner. No, we're not a gunner. Shot on the run. That would be nice if I were like on a duo, but with a full party, I won't need that because shot on the run, it gives you less recovery while you're moving, makes it easier to kite. Okay, so can't get down here yet. I wonder why. These are just more of the same. Can't do backstab because we're at ranged. Fast runner, no. Monistic armed training, arms bearer, 1 additional set. Let's look what these are. Alright, we're gonna get one of the companion buffs, I think. You know what? No. Okay. Heal companion. That is nice, but the main reason I'm taking it is for hardy companion, which gives hardy to my companion when I heal him. And hardy is 2 extra armor and 5 constitution. So let's go ahead and take this. We are taking heal companion. I do eventually want to get maybe one of the vicious companions or resilient even. I'm not going to get faithful companion because that just reduces its chance to be afflicted. And I don't need that. Sneak attack against vulnerable targets, that could be good. I don't know. Hold on. Alright. Before I said protective companion plus 1 enemies engaged I didn't want. However, it comes later on with Stalker's Link. And Stalker's Link gives you a plus 10 accuracy bonus, I believe, as long as long experience fighting together enables the ranger and animal companion to fight as a highly efficient team. Stalker's Link. The ranger now also gains an accuracy bonus when fighting any enemy threatened by the animal companion. So, I think that means if we're attacking the same target, I get plus 10 accuracy. So I am actually going to take... Oh, gosh. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. So, plus 1 enemies engaged. Not really something I want right now, but it'll give me something good later. Let's talk...
Wait an hour, then pull any gold teeth. Use this pie.
You're an idiot. Wait a minute, wait an hour. Alive, dead. It makes no difference at all.
I've pulled plenty of gold teeth. I know the right way of it.
Maybe
That is a
I'll
big
pull
dude.
your teeth just to prove you wrong.
Nope.
What do you know? It really does make no difference. You, out.
The big guy fell hard, I guess. No fighting in the bar.
A tongue be a right sharper weapon than a pistol, but a pistol'll do in a pinch.
Alright, let's talk to Maneha. Do I know her?
You? What's it been? 5
Yeah, I do.
years?
That is the barbarian, I think, from the DLC The White March from Pillars of Eternity 1. Didn't really have much to say. I'm going to quick save. I want to disarm this for the experience, but I don't want him to get pissed off. But I can't yet. Alright, let's talk to Jacob Harker. At the bar, you find a tall man with salt gray hair and strikingly bright blue eyes. His face sports a handful of long scars that continue down his neck and disappear beneath the collar of his shirt. He looks up from wiping down the counter when you approach and gives you a broad, disarming smile. They really paint him as a charismatic person, but his portrait makes him look like just a fat old guy.
Haven't seen you around before. Welcome to the King's Coffee. What can I do for you?
Your tavern looks a lot like an old ship.
Figured that out all on your own, did you? You're right, though.
Inherited an old dhow from my da when he passed. Right piece of shit it was too. Realised I was bound to make more coin turning her into a tavern than letting her rot in her berth.
I wanted to buy something. Let's see what he's got. These are all just ways to get into his merchant menu. Okay, we don't need any food for now or water. You know what? Let's go ahead and rest. Let's do +3 perception. +2 might is nice, but you need to be able to hit for might to matter. Are you a person? The demon. We definitely got to talk to her.
Go away.
Or not. Pirate, cabin boy, Erwina. The blanket is stained with what you hope is dried ale. Let's talk to Erwina.
My. Aren't you a handsome one?
That is one old lady. I thought she was younger. An older woman looks you up and down and smiles, revealing several gold teeth.
Did you need help with something, my dear?
What do you do here?
Isn't it obvious? I entertain, of course.
She does a little shimmy and breaks off with a laugh.
It'll cost you 50 pyres, naturally. And don't let the
No.
wrinkles fool you.
The wrinkles have fooled me. No thank you.
What do we have here?
A young man dressed in skin-tight leathers gives you a quick once-over. He must like what he sees because he smiles wide, his lips just parted.
How can I ease your troubles, friend?
Nothing. I don't want anything, thank you, from either of you. One's old and one's a guy. Pirate, let's see what this is. Though slightly frayed around the edges, the sailcloth has been carefully cleaned and maintained. Elias, Zelenterna.
God have mercy on me.
The booth is cozy and quiet, perfect for discreet dealings. Hunched on his hands and knees, quivering and drenched in sweat, the pirate lets out a pain-filled groan.
Lost my God's damn soul and stupidity. Aldred, save me now.
What's wrong with you?
My ship was attacked and boarded by pirate hunters. Didn't know if we'd be able to get away, so I swallowed down my most valuable possession. Gutty's black tear, a gemstone, about the size of my fist.
That wasn't exactly smart.
Of course now it ain't coming out of either end. Been trying all manner of foul concoctions to no effect on account of my stomach being too strong. Years of sailing the storm-racked seas will do that to you. I started feeling an intense pain 2 days ago. I think I might be dying. I can't even crawl no more.
What can I do to help?
Make me puke. Whatever you gotta do, just make it happen before this cursed gem kills me. Give me something strong enough to upset even my iron gut.
I mean, it's been 2 days. It should be in your intestines by now.
Rosanella's got a stand in the Radiant Court. She's been supplying me with some experimental concoctions, tweaking them after. Tell her the last one actually came close to working.
Alright, I will do that. I do feel sorry for you. I am very familiar with stomach pain.
If
Not
you're
sure why.
enjoying my performance, tips are welcome but not required. Thank you, loyal patron.
Voice monotone, the wizard examines her nails as she speaks. She doesn't sound too happy to be there. A hand on her hip, she cocks her head as she waits for you to speak. Doesn't look like you're enjoying
I
yourself.
work for a handful of pyres per day. How can I find enjoyment in that?
How did you end up among these pirates?
I was playing dice and gambled on a sure thing. It turned out not to be such a sure thing, and now Harker owns my arse until I can pay off the debt.
She grunts.
Of course, I started off owing him 250, and even though I've paid that twice, now I'm in the hole for 700. The interest rate, this uniform, my food and drinks, they all got added onto my tab at the end of the day.
Here's a tip.
Oh, thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time.
She doesn't actually sound appreciative. I'm gonna go talk to him. Maybe I can pay off her debt, and then she can be a boatswain or something.
What can I do for you? Figured that you're right, though. What do you want? What can I do for you? What do you want? So long as you don't.
Nope. Expert surgeon, novice navigator. I want him, but they're all too expensive right now. Well, he's not too expensive, but he also... he's a seasoned cannoneer. Let's take him. Expert helmsman and expert surgeon. Those are the two I wanted, but they cost too much. Alright, Elias Zelen. You find a lanky blonde elf flipping through a book of Adirian poetry by the artist Silba. His armor is well worn and well kept, and bears on its breast the image of a double-headed eagle holding a sword and crown. Looking more closely, you notice that with his free hand, he's picking a padlock.
Hello. May I help you?
He catches you looking and gives you a shy smile.
Need anything?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm not sure what there is to tell. I'm a man of adventure, mostly.
Have you had any that would make a good story?
A few. More than I could share in a night, to be sure. There is one that's close to my heart. It led me to my love.
Go on.
I was on an expedition into the backwoods of Red Seras when I came across an abandoned town. To my great surprise, I found a tremendous hoard of books in the town priest's cottage.
What's surprising about that? Whoop. Hold on, I had the console open.
The Red Serans are conservative folk, more so even than the Adirans. They don't have much use for reading that doesn't come from one of the holy texts of the Church of Aethys. And what a selection of books it was. Every subject represented, even some questionable ones. I couldn't help but help myself to them.
Never met
as
a...
many as I could carry, and I can carry quite a bit. Read them all cover to cover and learned a lot too.
I've never met a balding elf. Maybe he's only a half-elf.
I tired soon of wandering, so I settled in a small town in the Deerwood and became a tutor for a noble family. Fell in love with the governess, naturally, and I stayed. For a while.
Then what?
Well...
He rubs at the back of his neck and looks away a moment.
I felt a stirring in my bones one day. I can't explain it. I just woke up, caught sight of the horizon, and had to go. I left my lady wife right there in our marital bed.
So you're a douchebag. He sighs deeply. A look of longing flits across his face, but he stifles it with a quick frown.
I don't know what's waiting for me out here in the Deadfire. But I have hope this will be my biggest adventure yet.
Can you teach me what you've learned in your travels?
Well, you listened to my long tale. I suppose you are owed a trick or two.
Enhance explosives and
price of
mechanics.
3,000 copper.
So I've changed my mind. I want that one. Because I want higher mechanics. And why? Mechanics 6? Why did it use Aloth? He doesn't even have mechanics. I need to go try and pick that thing again. The wall is notched and scarred from countless knife throws that completely missed the target. Alright. Let's go... Let's talk to Dini. I love this tavern. She's just named. Doesn't actually have anything to say. You. I'm not sure why it used Aloth last time. Shit. Did it lower my, It did not lower my reputation, at least, but it did hit me and the, owner. Oh well. Now let's go to the Balefire Beacon. The Radiant Court, I think, is where we meet Furrante, so we'll go there last. Alright, what do we want here? Principi Priest, Pirate, Principi Marauder, a Pirate Priest? That doesn't make much sense. To the Balefire Tower, we'll go there next. Two-Eyed Prim, let's see what he's got to say.
Much ado to you, Caseta.
The captain flourishes a sweeping bow. When he bends forward, a golden swallonet slips from his collar to dangle on the end of its chain. He tucks it away as he straightens, but not before you notice the etching on its front side. It marks him as the third chair on the Consuelo Consuelo mes Casitas, the Council of Pirates.
A word of advice. Guard your back in Dunnage. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene.
Consuelo.
Elsewise, how might I be of assistance?
Show him Benwith Swallonet. I want 4th seat on the Consuelo me Casitas.
The Consuelo will need to vote on it. But with your reputation, and if you vanquished Benwith, as appears to be the case, I do believe you are the most qualified to take his place. I will speak with Furrante so that he may consider the matter further. You have my ear, Caseta. Of what do you wish to discuss today?
Why do you speak like a Valian? The captain arches a dark brow.
I met Ferrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet.
With an affected shrug, he sweeps a hand to indicate the room.
When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no care for tradition or the continued sustainability of our way of life.
Like Aldous?
Like some filthy new blood.
Is there someone or someplace I should avoid while in Dunnage?
You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new. By which I mean those who descended from or otherwise hold old Valia in grand esteem. And the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you, the latter was supremely by necessity. Though perhaps I'm ill-equipped to throw stones. As a Caseta of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin. But you should watch yourself throughout the radiant court.
Tell me about the Consuelo me Casitas.
Yes, our council of captains. There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe. Seat holders convene to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power, both politically and physically. Ferrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet have pledged loyalty to his flag. As you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships. As such, she is the second chair, and I am the third. Perhaps you would like to attend the proceedings when the
Yes, I would. Alright, we gotta level up. Who leveled up? What? Said somebody leveled up. Oh, there it is. It was hiding in Adair's hair. Athletics, and... let's go Streetwise or Survival? Let's go Survival, because I'm pretty sure... Nope. I thought Shodi had Streetwise, but I guess she doesn't. Alright, what is this? Penetrating Strike. The fighter strikes their target with devastating force, gaining significant additional penetration during the attack. It costs 1 discipline, and it gets 20% bonus damage and 3 bonus penetration. He's not a damage dealer, so we're not going to use that. I've already got Rapid Recovery. Alright, what do we get here? Hits to crits and accuracy plus concentration versus... concentration, grazes to hits, and 1 power level. I actually want to do grazes to hits if I choose either of those, or when I choose either of those. Bears fortitude, no. Reflex defenses, 1 additional engagement. That might be nice, but who knows. Alright, so we are going to do... this is hits to crits, and this one is grazes to hits. Now, I want grazes to hits. Oh, wait, no, hold on. This already gives me grazes to hits. So, what does this one also gives me? It gives me intuitive, which is 25% of hits to crits. Okay. Now this one gives me acute, which is... okay, so really all this does is give me longer duration on buffs due to intellect and +1 power level. We want to go this one. I thought one was giving me grazes to hits over crits to hits, or hits to crits, but that's not the case. Now, we also want to look at Into the Fray, because it actually might be better. Yeah, I'm going to go Into the Fray. The fighter lunges through battle, pulling an enemy into immediate melee range, causing crush damage and leaving them dazed. I want to get that for these two later. Because I'm not exactly too interested in going from hits to crits with someone who's going to graze most of the time. Alright. There's Ferrante. Do I want to talk to him? I was wrong. I figured he would be in the Radiant Court, but he is not. Oh, we got another level up for discovering Ferrante's study. Alright, let's go survival with her or religion. Let's go religion. She's our religious lady, and arcana. Arcana is just for using spells, I believe. So actually, let's leave arcana at 5 for now, unless I need it higher, and go with alchemy. Raise that a little bit. Alright, we can choose what? Just one? What do we want? Consecrated ground, watchful presence, no. Watchful presence is a heal when you almost die, and I don't need that. These are all kind of the same, we don't need these. Holy power creates a zone of divine favor around the castle, granting the strong inspiration to allies in the area of effect. So this is +5 might to everyone. It's kind of nice. Prayer for the spirit gives us smart, which is 5 intellect. No, I don't want that. Prayer for the body gives us fit, which is 5 constitution. Repulsing seal. Let's give that a try. Or wait, hold on. What was this? Spiritual weapon. No, I don't want that. Let's go ahead and do repulsing seal. Places a magical seal on the floor that sends enemies sprawling on contact, causing them to become prone. It's a no, it's a hazard AoE. But it says it works on enemies, so maybe, hopefully it just is enemies, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's check out. I don't want him to think we're stealing from him, but we're gonna steal from him. What is that? Rahi pods. Oh, it's just an ingredient. They look like peppers. Or phoenix feathers. Either one. Alright, let's talk to Captain Furrante after we've stolen from him.
Ah, Watcher. Good. You have arrived.
Chin jutting upward, he grants you with a winsome smile. His left cheek dimples as the smile spreads to show his teeth.
Ahoy there yourself, Captain. What do I be but a pretty bit of man-meat to dangle from a wrist? As easily forgotten as set aside.
Arms akimbo and head askance, Seraphin smirks. Furrante rubs his thumb over his golden swallow-net, violent thoughts gliding over his face like dark clouds. Then he smiles, but it's a vicious expression more than a pleasant one.
A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benuet.
His eyes glint as a fierce grin cuts across his face, and his lone dimple deepens. I figured out who he reminds me of, Puss in Boots.
Gelarde. For this you have my grandest commendation.
You'd have been right amused, you would. Few sights as fine as that hard blowing 3-sheeter getting what's long been doing.
Hands on his hips, Seraphin juts his chest forward, blue fur expanding like a bird's plumage.
You are lacking in so many ways, my former ship hunter, but no one can say you are not entertaining. I myself would have enjoyed watching you put the scoundrel in his place.
He had it coming.
That
Stoic.
He did. Indeed.
Furrante strokes his fingers down the line of his jaw, eyes downcast in thought.
And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize.
Nice. Cloak of protection. We'll give it to Adair.
However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen. One which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire.
Wait, did you just say a ghost ship haunts the Deadfire?
Indeed. And I will say it truly again. This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferros, is a frightful legend.
Fonferros, meaning iron strength. The Fonferros is the Grand Valiant galleon that the Grand Valiant galleon that Darkozy paladin Lucia Riven used to flee the burning palace when charged to protect the royal family's sword. The Grand Valiant galleon.
We have been losing
They did
ships
that on
at
purpose.
sea, amico. And not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say.
Head craning abruptly to the side, he barks a loud order.
Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
Sun-blistered and raw-boned, the pirate regards you both with a discerning glare. She tongues a chapped bottom lip, but keeps quiet.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can.
The pirate touches a spot at the base of her skull and winces. She glances off to the side, eyes black and full of hurt. Ferrante sighs and rubs tiredly between his brows.
Go on, gent. I'm ready as I'm like to get me.
With a shiver, the pirate turns her black button eyes to you. I'll try not to press you to remember more than we absolutely need.
You aren't quite what I expected, Watcher. You're...
She wets her lips.
kinder than most.
Selenia pointedly avoids Ferrante's gaze, a grimy hand scrubbing at her mouth.
Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even a few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end. It branded the back of my eyes that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt, not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked...
She gropes at her hip, but there's nothing there. Fingers fumbling at the air, she bares her teeth.
rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end.
Tell me about them, the undead.
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes.
Sounds like someone we know from Pillars of Eternity 1. The king we killed came back and had burning eyes.
The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferros of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkozy paladin of some legend, one Lucia Riven.
Darkozy paladins were... Excuse me, Darkozy paladins were supposed to be nice.
But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
How were you taken by surprise on the open sea? Well, she said the mist.
Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship...
She glides her hand in the air.
...skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it.
When did this happen? She ruffles a hand through her short hair, scowls.
Dunno me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
She flits her hands over the softness of her shirt. Again, her fingers hesitate close to her hip, the fabric crinkled there where a pistol might normally be strapped. A muscle ticks in Ferrante's jaw, but he otherwise ignores her.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she departs from us.
How'd you survive the attack?
Calling me Craven? Huh, sure, I am.
She snorts. She rubs at the back of her head rough, like she needs it to hurt.
Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care me.
That'll be all. Selenia cuts a glance to Furrante for confirmation when he dismissively waves her away. Her black eyes narrow, and she raises her chin, defiant, and But then he turns his full gaze to her, suddenly seething, and she shrinks in on herself. Fist shaking at her side, she reluctantly retreats.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time. One moment, Watcher.
The captain scowls at Selenia's retreating back, a dark anger warming his cheeks. Selenia is loyal to Aldis, neither adhere to the same principles as you. What is that? Perception. Wonder chases across his face, it lightens the color of his eyes.
How very clever of you. Indeed, the White Kestrel and her crew were pledged to Aldis.
He drums his fingers against the blunderbuss strapped to his chest.
However, it is not by virtue of Aldis that Selenia yet lives, and I would have that well remembered. I can be a generous leader, you understand.
So we appear to have seen.
Truly.
He grins, errant and dangerous. On his left cheek, his dimple cuts deep. I don't think he's a very nice guy. I'm getting the feeling that maybe he's not very nice.
Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Revan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was a Dakotsi paladin who died more than 200 years ago. It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Revan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath and how to defeat her galleon. Unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketaka. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume.
I can probably still find his soul. I take it you have a plan.
Indeed, I do. Though I and mine cannot so openly venture into the depths of Neketaka, nor can we commune with the dead. You, Watcher, are adept in both of these areas. Correct. You must search the Temple of Berath on Neketaka's sacred stair. Izair's tomb within it should contain a chronicle for how and where he slayed our paladin, Revan.
Do we know anything more about Lucia Revan? No. Who is Isir the Baratheon?
Regrettably, I know little but this. He was an Ediran warrior priest of Berath, and a significantly fervent one, if tales are to be believed. He chased our Dakotsi to the Deadfire, hunting her to, well, to her death. Shortly after slaughtering our brave paladin, the priest died, possibly of sickness, or perhaps from a festering battle wound. He was entombed in honor of his service to Berath, in Neketaka's sacred stair.
Do we know anything more about Lucia Revan?
By all accounts, our Revan was a Darkotsi paladin who sailed to the Deadfire in order to safeguard a royal weapon of Old Valia. She is the epitome of Grand Valia, of magnificence, honor, and duty. Living or undead, she strives still to serve her charge.
Maybe we need to return the sword? Or return the royal whatever weapon that she was supposed to protect?
And yet, we know not why, but a Berethian priest called Isir opposed our Revan, and fiercely. They fought to the death. Revan's, to be precise, in this very archipelago. Along with her life, Revan lost the sword she had sworn to protect. It has, lamentably, remained unfindable since. I believe it may be why she searches the seas yet.
Well, then we are of the same mind. I'll see what I can do.
Gelarde, do return when you've any lead that may navigate us to where the floating hangman anchors. I will be waiting.
He nods cordially in dismissal. I'm going to talk to him again real quick.
Gelarde, such a solace it is to see you again.
Nope, I wanted to take the girl. Alright, well, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Lots of talking, probably more talking next episode, but then after that, maybe at the end of next episode, we'll get into some fights, hopefully. I do have 2 people with levels, but we'll do that at the first thing next episode. So please leave a like or comment below, and feel free to subscribe for more full Let's Plays like this one. And that's my mama.